Right, good evening, everybody. My name is Vinod Siani. You've probably seen enough of my pictures on social media, and you have an idea about what we're going to talk about today in the webinar that I'm going to present. Some of you may have some questions. Some of you perhaps are just visiting to have an idea of what it's like to study abroad or what you need to do. Some of you may have aspirations to study abroad. Some of you may be interested, but perhaps nothing is right at the moment and just thinking about it. Some of you might be doing this, attending this for nephews, nieces, brothers, sisters. You may be parents, in which case you may have sons, daughters who may be interested. And again, you have a curiosity as to how you go about the journey and where do you start. Okay, so we have a presentation to take you through, and a little bit of house rules, please, for everyone. If I can ask you to keep questions to the end. So I will ask you to participate in the presentation, and that's kind of by showing of hands and gestures. But questions, I would ask you please to hold out until the end, because what we will find is the questions are going to be common, and that one person will ask, and the answer will be common for a lot of other people who also may want to ask. So rather than asking the same question 5, 6 times, it's better to just wait to have all the questions as a group. So the questions and answers will come towards the very end, and I will explain them. So we're now going to start, and we will try and make this as engaging as possible, because some of you, perhaps, like I explained, have an aspiration to study abroad. Some are attending this webinar for information purposes for other people. Some may have already gone through some nightmare experiences. And I won't ask you to divulge too much information. I appreciate sometimes it's embarrassing, and sometimes you want to keep it quite sensitive. You don't want others to know, and I completely respect it. So from time to time, I will just ask you to just kind of show a kind of your wave of hands if it's something that it has touched you, something that you've got experience of, and whether you're interested. And I will ask you to participate by kind of putting your hands up, and so to speak. Right. So with me today is going to be my team behind me, and they are going to be navigating the PowerPoint slides. So I will be asking them to show and move slides. So team, whoever is behind this, please. I think it's Mr. Ali Anza, is it today? Right, thank you. So our company is EducateMe Group. Lovely name, don't you think? EducateMe Group. The little TM next to me stands for trademark. And what this means is actually this company is international. And the trademark is that this company name is registered. And so what we don't want, of course, is other organizations to copycat our name. Okay? And that is what TM means. It's a copyright trademark. We're going to talk about study abroad. Thank you very much. A little bit about us. Thank you. I'll ask you for a round of applause for the navigation of the slides at the end. So EducateMe Group is a UK-based educational organization that provides consultancy to students. Primarily, we offer rounded support for learners at all stages of their international study. And that's me, Vinod Siani. I'm the CEO at EducateMe. Thank you. A little bit about me. So it's a lovely picture. It's the best one I could find at the moment. So 36 years track record in education working in the education sector, wearing many, many caps over the years. 36 years, it's a lot of years. Over these years, just an idea, how many students, how many learners do you think I have engaged with in 36 years? Any ideas? Is it 1,000? Tell me in your chat, what do you think? How many? Have a guess. Over 36 years, how many learners have 5,000? We've got Mr. Gurav Rai says 5,000. It's more than 5,000. Any other guesses? Any other guesses? 5,000 students are what we get in an academic year in 1 year. Somewhere around 10 to 15,000. If I get 5,000 in a year, and 3 years is 15,000, what is 36 years? We're kind of times 20, something like that already on. So it's roughly about 500,000, 500,000 learners. That's a lot of learners that have kind of passed through our hands and explained all the processes of what we do or what I do in over the 36 years. So next slide, please. Thank you very much. What do we do? Our aim is to make quality education more accessible to all of you, students around the world. We want to give you that opportunity that you want to grasp. You just don't know or have an idea of where to start from. I have an idea, but I don't know who to start, who to go to. Let's go and ask my neighbor, my friend. They went to the UK. Let's go and ask them. That's always the common place to start. Is ask somebody who's gone through it. Thank you very much. Move on. Next slide, please. Oh, I think we've lost them. Do we have another slide after this, please? Mr. Lenovo have almost got it right. 540,000. Well done, sir. Well done. Right, our IT people, can you hear me? Am I being audible? Can we move on to the next slide, please? It looks like it, doesn't it? Akshas, it looks like they've left me alone. They have left the meeting. Akash wishes to know a bit more about myself. Yes, I can definitely talk a lot more. Thank you, Hari Krishna, for yes, we are listening. So, Ali, Anzar, and Gurav, please, can we move on to the next slide? I feel as if we're kind of, thank you. Right. So, in terms of education, I was born in the United Kingdom. I was born in a place called Cardiff, which is in South Wales. South Wales. So United Kingdom is made up of 4 segments. One of them is England. One is Scotland. One is Wales. What am I missing? I'm missing one more, the last one. What is it? Well done, Bhuvan. Ireland. Well done. A man who knows his geography. So Ireland is the fourth segment that makes up the United Kingdom. In my 36 years, my first job was actually, believe it or not, was cleaning a computer lab. And that's where I started from, and I started helping students in the early years of 1987, helping them with using computers. At that time, we didn't have Wi-Fi and we didn't have internet. We had these big box PCs, which was called IBM XTs. Thank you. We have our PowerPoints back. And so IBM XTs, and we had printers which were dot matrix, which were kind of holes on the side. Does anybody remember any of those? You may have come across these printers, dot matrix, and then these big giant PCs which had green screens. We didn't have color monitors. They just started coming out. Color monitors just started coming out. So over the years, of course, we've been adapting to new technology, adapting to new learning styles, online learning and so forth. And students and learning has become a lot more using modern tech. Here we are as a clear example. We're having a meeting online through Zoom, where I am talking to people across the other side of the world, having live time. And this is just another example of how technology has perhaps moved on and changed. And I'm sure very soon we're going to have holograms on a meeting table. I'm sure it's not heard of, and perhaps we're 5-10 years away from stuff like that. So back to kind of EducateMe. We are a company that has been around for several years, got many accolades, many accreditations, and we're talking to students and making you aware of the pitfalls that you should look out for when you're thinking about studying abroad. So next slide, please. Okay. EducateMe, you will see a number of logos at the bottom. One of them, perhaps, which is quite familiar, perhaps, is British Council. And we'll talk about that very soon. Another one, perhaps, is ISEF. You may have heard some of these things being branded around, but I'll be asking you what to check for when you go and meet an agent, what questions you should be asking, and stay away from agents if they ask or if they answer the wrong questions. Okay? Stay away. Right. Next slide, please. I'll talk a little bit more about why EducateMe, and I'll give you some examples, but some of the clear things that we do. We have a very good passion, a passion to help students. The very thing that I enjoy when I engage with learners is a sense of pride when I meet them. At the end of the day, I know I've done a great thing because I've actually started to change people's lives, their aspirations. One of the good things that we do is we do not charge for our services. Our services are completely free. If you want to look for an agent, a study abroad consultant, and they ask you to pay them an application fee or a counseling fee, stay away from them, because they are charging you a service which is what they're getting paid for already by the university in terms of commission. So sometimes you find agents who will charge you at source at the beginning whilst they're earning commission for the very service that they're trying to give you. They get paid from the university in terms of commission. So you'll find some rogue agents who are trying to earn money from both sides. Okay, so please, I would urge you to stay away from those agents. Okay. One thing that we do, there's a little logo there called Student Circus, and you can Google it up as well. Student Circus is an organization that helps international students in the United Kingdom find employment. This service of an organization, a consultant, an agent, tied up with a recruitment company that provides its services to students, again, free of charge, in placing them with employers, is another service that is above and beyond free of charge to our students. EducateMe, when we talk to students, and we are talking to them about their aspirations, getting a good profile, a good understanding of what they want to do, engineering, business, psychology, chemistry, pharmacy, we will understand by completing a profile of what they want to do, and then go through the application stage with them up until we make a visa. And the visa, what better than to work with professionals who are in this field? One VASCO used to be called VFS. VFS is a body that works with the Indian government, Nepalese government, various governments. And this body works with the United Kingdom agency that issues the visa, UKVI, United Kingdom Visa and Immigration. This organization is the organization you, the students, the prospective students, would hand your file to for visa application. And we are partnered with One Vasco VFS for them to do application checking. So again, another third reason of how our service is completely rounded from the beginning to end. Next slide, please. Let's get into the meat of this now. Let's actually discuss why we are here today. To find tips on how to find the right agent for studying abroad. What is it that we need to look out for? What are the pitfalls we need to stay away from? Okay, next slide, please. Research and reputation. Make sure you do your research. It's very, very important. There are so many agents. You can walk down a high street in Nepal, in Kathmandu, and there are agents upon agents on the pages. Who is it that is better than the other? What is it that this one does that that one doesn't? Why should we go to this one? These are questions always that is going through our mind. So you need to look at some track records. Do they have a Facebook page? How many people are following them? Do they have a YouTube channel? Do they have any feedback? Here, you just got to look and find Educate Me on our Facebook page, and you will see that there are 41,000 people following us. We have over 1,000 YouTube subscribers. And there is 98% plus of students and families who are satisfied with the services that we offer. So make sure, research. Please do some research. Next slide. Ensure that agents are certified and affiliated with recognized education organizations or associations. British Council is an organization, an independent organization that wants to have safeguard for students, yourselves, in making applications to universities or with agents who will help you process your application. In fact, the British Council has got a database of agents who have gone through training with the British Council. This training ensures that they are educated enough, tested enough to give correct and real honest guidance to students. And that is what British Council do. There's a reason why we display it, and that is because we are proud to say that Educate Me has already gone through the British Council training. So we are already listed under the British Council database. ISEF is another emblem that recognizes professionalism in agents. So perhaps the first thing to do is to go to the British Council and say, type in your area. I live in Kathmandu in Nepal. Find me my nearest agent. And perhaps it will then list you agents that have gone through its training. And that is one already safeguard that you can check, that you are talking to organizations that are already vetted. Okay? ISEF is another organization to ensure that they are participating in up-to-date information, because information is changing, whether you're making an application to Canada, Europe, Australia, United Kingdom. Agents need to be kept up to date. The British Council are not going to update you on what's going on in Canada. Okay? The British Council is predominantly there to help you with applications that you're seeking to make to the United Kingdom. So ISEF is another body. And again, why is it here on our website, on our PowerPoint, is because we are already registered. And OET, Occupational English Testing, are very similar to IELTS and PTE, which I will talk about later. Again, we are accredited through that. Next, please. Transparency. You want to have honesty across the table. When they are talking to you, when an agent is talking to you, you want to make sure that your agents are telling you the truth. They can back up everything that they're telling you. So sometimes agents will tell you unrealistic things, promises. Question them on those things and see if it's something that is real. Next, please. Personalized approach. Make sure that when they are asking you information, they get all of your personal documents, because they don't judge you as a normal student. Everybody's merits are individual. So make sure when you engage with us or when you engage with anybody, you make sure that they are looking at your file in depth, asking you the right questions, and so forth. They need to know about your aspirations. Don't get them to change your mind. If you're interested in business management, then make sure you're only looking for business management. Don't get them persuading to change a course or a university, because perhaps behind the scenes, they're getting a greater commission for it. So make sure you stick to what you want. Next slide, please. Visa assistance. We were just chatting about visa assistance, so I think we can move on to this slide. On to the next one, please. Support services. Very, very important that, of course, even perhaps after you've got your visa, there may be ongoing problems. Perhaps you want an airport pickup. Perhaps you're looking for accommodation, employment. Talk to your agents. If your agents say, no, we can't help you now, our job was to get you the visa, then that's telling you a lot about the agent. They've got to have services above and beyond just a student visa. They've got to make sure that they look after you in your country. They guide you. If they can't help you, they will guide you to where you can get help. That is what you want. That is what parents want for their children, is to make sure there is safeguard built into the system. Next, please. Network and partnerships. What we find is that a lot of agents ask, or rather say and advertise, that they are agents of universities. ask them to show you documentation that they can back up and say that they are approved to represent a university. We have got standing certificates, contracts, that we can represent many, many universities in Canada, in Australia, in Europe, in the United Kingdom. And these are just some of the logos that we can help you with. There is a lot more to this. But please, when you are engaging with your universities or your agents, ask them, how do they get paid? Do they get paid through the university? Are they a representative of the university? Please make sure that these are often very big pitfalls that you're just believing in what they're saying. Next, please. Our offerings, again, please, next, please. These are some of the universities that are currently promoting quite heavy for September. There's a lot of, what would we call it? Bursaries they're giving away. They're giving away lots of discounts on their fees. So if you're interested in studying abroad and want to make sure that you want to get the right deal, then talk to us. And these are some of the universities who've got some great promotions. Next, please. So courses offered. There is a number of undergraduate qualifications, postgraduate qualifications, and PhD as well. Okay, so if you're interested in those, be sure to contact us and we can definitely help you. Next slide, please. Okay, tuition fees. So tuition fees, 9 Nepalese rupees, 9 lakhs. In UK, if you were to go to UK, it's 22 lakhs Nepalese rupees, and Europe, it's 9. So Europe is the favorite destination at the moment if you're looking at your pocket. Next, please. So scholarships, Europe at the moment, as I said, they are advertising very heavy to recruit students from overseas. A lot of them are giving up to 50% scholarships. Okay, next, please. List of documents. Common things that we will need. Common things that we will need, of course, is a resume, academic transcripts and certificates, passport, of course, the passport's got to be valid, statement of purpose, letter of recommendation. I'm sure you can see there all of the documents that you would need, including emergency contact details. Next slide, please. Submit the inquiry form. So where would you go to submit the inquiry form? You would go to our website, www.educateme.group. Download the form, complete the form, and email it to hello@educateme.group. And that's as simple as it is. I will ask my team now to take us through to our website, where you can find a number of videos, and I'd like to play 1 or 2 of them just so that you're aware of the length and strength of EducateMe Group. Next slide, please. Can you take us to EducateMe Group website and show us the testimonials and videos, please? Okay, if I can ask our IT team to take us there. There we go. We're on our website. and perhaps you can share the sound. There is a number of videos here that talk about how we can help students, our partners and so forth. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
We are an organization of passionate and experienced individuals. Our aim is to make quality education more accessible to students around the world. We make the process seamless and adapt our offerings for every student. At EducateMe Global, we help students worldwide find universities and courses best suited to them. Our service is end-to-end, from when you first consider further education to when you finish your degree. Our primary goal is to promote multiculturalism and facilitate transnational education by encouraging more individuals to participate in international study programs. To achieve this objective, we provide educational consultancy services to students, large corporations, and educational institutions. We offer comprehensive support to learners at every stage of the international study process. We have established partnerships with prestigious organizations such as VFS Global, as well as universities in the United Kingdom and schools across the globe. Thank you for watching Shaping Lives Through Education.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm now going to ask all of you if you have any questions, please, and how can I help you if you have any questions. Perhaps you may have, as I said, any experience of difficulties you've had making applications or horror stories that perhaps you want to share. Can I ask you all, please, if you have any questions? Our IT team, what about information about scams and frauds? Well, of course, there are going to be scams. There are going to be scams, and some of the pitfalls I've explained are due diligence checks that you should take in place. So please do not go and fall into traps. How can we work as partnership? Well, our team can explain all of that. I will let my team do all of that. Deepak, thank you, Shrestha. Do we deal with Italian embassies too, Italian universities too? Yes, we do. And there's lots of European opportunities right now. Like I said, European is a big market right now. They're giving almost up to 50% scholarship. Okay, so there's a big opportunity for Europe. Scams, please, all I ask you is do some due diligence, do some checks. Don't just fall for the first agent. They may be selling you lots of things, lots of sweet things. Go to their website, go to their Facebook page, look at the reviews. Don't just fall in for the first one. Please do your due diligence. I hear so many stories of these things, unfortunately. Parents have had to sell land, farms to get loans. And then, of course, this difficulty and this horror happens. Where do these people go to? It's so sad to hear sometimes. What about Germany? Yes, of course, there is Germany as well. How can we work as a partnership? Yes, of course, you can work as a partnership with us. Germany, there is lots of opportunities for Germany as well, lots of universities that are now coming up. Like I said, Europe is really the next big jackpot. I'm telling you, it's Europe, UK is making life a lot difficult for dependents to come and join their spouses at university. Family, you have a young family, it's difficult. You don't want to part with them. You want to take them with you to the country of your study, where be that UK or be that Europe. UK, unfortunately, is making that very, very difficult, if not really now, since January, impossible. Fees in Germany, college, architect, engineering. We will not be able to answer specific questions concerning fees, city, university at this type of level and platform. You would need to have a bit more information about you and how we would be able to grasp a profile of you, and then we will be able to take you through on a one-to-one counseling and then give you that information and service that you need. And we won't even charge you for that. So please don't worry about taking up our time. We're here to serve you, whether you become a student or not. But we just want to make sure that you're guided in the right way. Okay? Do you provide a recording of this webinar? Yes, we do. And this webinar will be actually put onto our website where you can grasp a copy of this and play it. So thank you for actually asking that question, very important. Any other questions, please? Has anybody been through or had experience of using a wrong agent? No, not getting anything. What about on-demand jobs? Jobs are becoming difficult, I will say, but as a student, if you're studying in the United Kingdom, you're allowed to work 20 hours. The UK has got a cap on hourly pay. You are allowed to work 20 hours during your study time. During vacation, it is unlimited. The basic minimum wage, in other words, employers cannot pay you below this wage. It is about 11 or 12 pounds per hour. Per hour. Okay? So you can earn certainly above 11 pounds per hour, and you can earn 20 times that, 20 hours. Next. Is there a minimum academic requirement? Which country is the best to study? It really does depend. A lot of this questions that you are asking some really good questions, and thank you for asking them. It really comes down to budget, because Europe, for example, is cheaper than the United Kingdom. And there are some cities in Europe that are much better than others, where there is opportunities. It becomes A1 metropolitan cities, for example. Germany is a larger metropolitan city than perhaps Venice, although Venice and Germany are both in Europe. But you will see one is more metropolitan corporate, the other is more scenic. But they're both cities. So the earning opportunity is greater in a metropolitan city than it would be in a romantic city such as Venice. I hope I'm kind of giving you an idea of how it is difficult to answer what is the best country. Minimum academic requirements. Again, we would need to see your profile. We can then help you understand and what and how you can reach your aspirations. What about, is there a fee structure? I assume you're talking about the university. Again, depending on the university, depending on the course, for example, pharmacy is going to be more expensive than business management. Is UK pocket friendly? Can we manage living expenses by ourselves? Very difficult question, because I don't know what your financial status is. My pocket perhaps would be different from somebody else's pocket who might be sitting or standing on the left or right side of me. So it is quite often difficult to answer that, but it is friendly. It does take time to find the right accommodation. the travel time duration. But I would expect your monthly, you're looking in approximately £600, maybe cheaper, £500 about for your own accommodation. And that would be a room, a bedsit with shower, kitchen facilities. Do you own any university? Sometimes I wish I did. Sometimes I feel I did, actually, after working 36 years. And the answer is no. We don't own any university, but we work with a number of universities, and the process is perhaps very clear for us in how we guide students and help students. So be assured that you will get honest guidance with us. In USA, what is the fee structure? Again, I cannot answer these questions without understanding a basic profile of yourself. We would need to understand what type of course, what type of city, where in the US do you want to study? US is a massive, massive country. So we need to have a lot more information, please. Any other questions? I think we have got to the end. Thank you for joining. So these are our India contact numbers. I know this webinar is reaching out to audiences in Nepal. You can visit us on our website. You can WhatsApp either of these people here. You can fill out for those of you who are interested in becoming an agent, we call it outreach partner. There is a link just being shared with you on the chat. What types of visa? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Can you please answer this question? Thank you. Yes, Gita. Yes, Lenova. The types of visas are student visas. We don't tend to focus into anything else like work visas or entrepreneurial visas. Again, low GPA in BSc, which country? I have a huge gap of 12 years. 12 years, believe it or not, is actually not that common. It's not that. We have had lots of students who have had gaps. I think the last gap we had was about 9 years, and she was a divorcee, and we helped her reach the United Kingdom to study her master's. But you would need to have some relevant experience. We couldn't present to a university a candidate who has got 12 years of gap, but with no relevant experience to the study that they want to do. That would almost be impossible. The question one would ask is, why do you want to go to the United Kingdom? And how can you explain your evidence and relevance? Why is it such a need for you to go? And if you don't have that backup evidence, then there's a lot of gaps in your profile, and the university will not accept. Because the question is, are you coming there to study, or is your intention something else? Dependent visas, yes. But again, remember what I said, United Kingdom must close its doors right now. But that's not to say Europe have closed their doors. There is opportunities there. So dependents, I would strongly recommend Europe, please. What will be the best for IELTS, PTE, TOEFL, or Duolingo? You can do IELTS, PTE, TOEFL. We can teach you both IELTS and PTE. Okay, so that's not an issue. We're also language cert tested as well. So there's quite a lot that we can offer you as well. Okay, on that. It does depend on the government and the visa that you're applying for. They determine what is going to be accepted. Okay. Is wife allowed as a dependent in Italy? Yes. As a dependent, yes, they are currently allowing dependents to join. Do you charge from us? No, we don't. We do not charge a penny for you to make applications, whether you're a student or an agent. We do not charge you. Right? Anything else? We are just now coming up to almost the hour mark now, since we have started, thereabouts. So can I ask now, please, at this point, can I ask my colleagues to show the inquiry form, the phone numbers, please? Can I ask you all who still have questions, please reach out to us using the inquiry form. Somebody will connect with you tomorrow morning, first thing, I guarantee it. So please complete the inquiry form and somebody will reach out to you in the morning, first thing, to go through your questions, your profiles, and how we can begin your application for overseas. If you have any questions, any doubts, please do contact us. Thank you. Right, I'm now going to log off. I hope you have found this useful. Thank you, Lenova. Bye-bye. And thank you, everybody else. I hope you have found this very useful. Some advice on pitfalls, some advice on compliance. Do check. My question is ignored, Snare. Have we ignored Snare's questions? I want to apply with my spouse. Which country should I try? Europe at the moment, like we've explained, okay? How are agents going to benefit? Well, the commission that we get from our universities, we can share with agents. And that is how agents can benefit from us, okay? Right, thank you very much and goodbye. Thank you.